Live UEFA Cup football on 5. Two anxious managers hope to avoid embarrassing slip-ups. Two maligned strikers look to regain their form. Two goalies with something to prove. Two Premiership teams, two big games, one channel with all the action. 5 brings you Grocklin v Manchester City and Liverpool versus Steaua Bucharest. Live and exclusive from 3:05 Thursday.
Nicholas Parsons is getting out of control and Paul Ross is losing his rag. Britain's worst celebrity drivers is in half an hour. First on 5... Well, you really wouldn't believe me if I told you. Tommy Vance has found the world's dumbest people. See for yourselves.
I'm Tommy Vance, which is an anagram of To My Vans. Come on, then! Welcome to Dumber and Dumber, the show that pulls the plug on the brain drain. Tonight, a monster truck goes way off track. Marlene Hagler throws a knockout punch. We hang with a radio ham. And it's the pits for this orchestra. But first, this Texan daredevil wants to break records, not bones, in a jump across the Rio Grande.
No nets, no safety nets, no nothing.
Somewhere in what's laughingly referred to as his brain, he knows there's no way his beat-up old banger is up to the jump. But never say die. Remember the Alamo and, abandon ship. His once adoring fans decided he wasn't worth saving. Why?
I just couldn't get it up.
That's a little too much information, mate. Now the car has dried out, he's gonna try the big stunt again.
I'll be back this summer, so I'm not the laughingstock at the Rio Grande in Texas no more.
No, just the entire country. Second time around as the world's media awaits, Tommy finds the narrowest part of the river, but still ends up in the ditch. Maybe if he'd spent as much time in his car as sewing rhinestone buttons on his Captain America suit, he wouldn't be parking with Poseidon. Now on Dumber and Dumber, we look at a truck driver who took on a freight train and won. Won a kicking, that is. Ignoring the warning lights, he thinks he can creep over the line. But a queue of cars ahead means he can't clear the tracks. It's an accident not so much waiting to happen as gagging to happen, as big train meets small brain. Oh look, a domino effect. So exactly what happened here? A local train spotter describes the crack-up in technical terms.
It would look like a beer can getting hit by a gorilla. Just smashed it like it was nothing, like just effortless. It rocked the world for that moment.
Fortunately, no adults were harmed in the accident, nor was the driver. What a stupid trucker. Who says we don't appreciate high culture on this program? We do. Especially when stuff gets smashed. The people of Americana, Brazil spent billions of pesos on this concert hall, but then hired comedy builders to throw the thing up. The audience rises for a rousing rendition of the national anthem. No, no, mate, not the cymbals. Uh-oh, too late. And the orchestra falls on its big, posh bum. It's a case of cello and goodbye, as the musicians, fearing for their orchestra stalls, leg it. The bassoonist was told to break a leg, and that's exactly what he did. This orchestra may not have got as far as Beethoven's Fifth, but they still brought the house down. When the gendarmes pull over an erratic driver, they have their suspicions. He's totally bladdered.
Now let me go pee.
Excuse me, sir. I've already explained to you there is no facilities out here for you to use the restroom. No, sir.
Which is one way of saying he'll have to wait before he can take a waz.
You want me to pee in my pants?
No, sir. I want you to talk to the lady.
But this is clearly an emergency. Do they have to make a federal case of it?
You have been arrested for driving under the influence of alcoholic beverage.
No. Can I please pee?
Desperate for a pat cash, the bloke gets a bit more verbal.
I understand. Can I please pee?
He advises the constabulary of his intentions.
Pee like a dog. Now let me go pee.
If they won't let him have a Zorba, he's gonna take the law into his own hands.
No. Come on.
Suddenly, they're the Yellow River Police. After the shakedown, the police wash their hands of him. Sunday afternoons were just made for hanging out, not hanging upside down 70 feet up. A ham radio boffin erected this antenna in his backyard. When he couldn't get a clear signal, he had a flash of inspiration, but the shortwave anorak lost his footing on the Tower of Power.
His leg was caught between the pole and his own utility belt.
But she who must be obeyed isn't surprised. She's been giving him static about the antenna for years.
I knew it would happen someday.
The OTT OAP is left hanging like a flannel-shirted human bat.
Almost 83. Old enough to know better.
Firemen work to bring the old cat down. And finally, he's back on Earth like a chastened cat. But the Memsab doesn't give him a very warm reception.
I think I want to have the antenna torn down.
You go, girl. Looks like his ham radio days are over and out. We cross now to a gala event held to raise money for bad role models, runway runaways and catwalk strays. Those who dream of being models but are too manly. These girls really do have the balls for the job. But for this model, the whole thing's been a bit of a drag. Wait a minute. Better make that one hell of a trip. When the going gets weird, the weird fall off their big shoes. She regains her composure, then loses the plot. A wig that Elton John would consider in bad taste goes tumbling. And if there are any doubt, it's gone. He's a she. Yep, the Lola is a Larry. One thing for sure, whoever's up next has some mighty big shoes to fill. At a big game fishing competition in the Caribbean, this ship of fools needs one more catch before they can carry home the prize and the prize money. But after a long day of fishing, they're too knackered to reel in the winner, which would be something you'd think they might plan for. Time is running out, and so a worried crew member tells the captain to slam his boat into reverse. Back it up! But there's one little problem with his plan. It's rubbish.
Boats aren't made to go backwards. Most of them do dig like that, and it's not something you normally do.
But they back her up anyway. Soon the whole ocean pours in, and so does a very large and very angry marlin. He's well up for a scrap.
That fish was really mad. It came across and whacked me in the head, knocked me on the other side of the boat.
Oddly enough, the marlin wasn't too happy at being taken on board.
Well, I learned something on that day, just to be a little bit smarter and just be safe.
Thanks to the angry fish, we've all learned something today. The highway patrol noticed that the driver of this car hasn't switched on her lights. They pull her over for questioning. She's never been in trouble with the scuffers before, but she's half cut and fails the sobriety test. The officer reads her the riot act.
You understand what I read to you?
No.
What part did you understand?
Can you repeat it all, please?
But here's something she does understand.
You are under arrest.
The arrest is made. It's textbook. But now, as with all textbooks, some nerk's about to doodle all over it.
Hey, stop!
She climbs in the front seat and steals the police car. Goodbye, spotless record. But deep down, she's an honest citizen. Here she is, waiting at the red light and looking both ways before driving off. The cops soon catch up with her, but now she's obviously having far too much of a good time to stop. So they send along another police car to see if she likes that one better. The cops think they've cornered her when she makes one more break for freedom. She floors it, wondering how long it takes to get from Michigan to Mexico. But she doesn't get that far. After crashing against a concrete wall, her one-woman crime wave comes to an end.
All right? Please pass up trouble tonight.
Not off. Within seconds of committing her first driving offence, this woman managed to add resisting arrest, grand theft auto, reckless driving, and assault with a deadly weapon to her brand new rap sheet record. She's only got kidnapping and not practicing archery on Sundays to go, and she's got the set. After the break, a GG goes gaga. An Aussie dancer gets a kick out of himself, and the snow business like this business.
Jim Carrey in the #1 comedy of the year, Bruce Almighty.
They saw that it was good.
Buy it rented on DVD and video now.
Are you ready for the disco album?
Fun to stay at the
40 of the very best party anthems on one fantastic double CD. This really must be the greatest disco album ever. The Disco Album. It's the only party album you'll ever need.
3 divers to go then, and this is Darren Kroll of Australia. Oh, that's a good dive.
7.5, 7.5, 8, 8.5.
642.2, and now Petit of Canada.
Forward, 3.5 somersaults pike.
Oh, even better. This final really hotting up. Now the favourite, John Smith of Great Britain. What can he do?
A running bomb.
Oh, terrific. The crowd love it.
10, 10.
And so do the judges. Top bombing.
New Babyliss solid ceramic straighteners make hair beautifully straight. Their high-heat solid ceramic plates glide through your hair fast, giving instant straightness that stays straight. Recommended by top hairdressers, the new ceramic straighteners from Babyliss. Pure, solid ceramic.
Nasty, troublesome cough? Give it something you can really feel working. Cavonia. Cough medicine with clout.
The ultimate cheese party. 3 CDs of the biggest party anthems ever. 50 tunes guaranteed to get any party rocking, no matter who's been invited. The office party, the Christmas party, weddings, anniversaries. Get in the mood for the party season with the ultimate cheese party. It's out now.
Get ready for a spectacular voyage of unseen enemies. An unforgettable adventure. Russell Crowe. Let's fly! Master and Commander.
Solo was designed to be the perfect fighting machine. It can use any weapon ever made. It's about 15 times stronger, 10 times faster than any man.
All hands
Built for combat with a mind of his own. Solo, 9 o'clock, Sunday on 5.
Hello again. again. I'm Tommy Vance. On this show, we don't just test the nation's IQ, we've tested the world's. And our conclusion, there's a lot of idiots out there. What you're seeing here, sports fans, is the last leg of a snowmobile race. They're running their machines over an unfrozen section of the lake and using their crazy vehicles as jet skis. But before the race is even over, this jet ski dorkski takes a premature victory lap and meets an old rival on the way round. The man who's been run over staggers to the shore, but the ski tard who smashed into him has walked. Later, he resurfaces to a frosty reception from the crowd. Hell will freeze over before they let him race again. This wannabe reporter is filing a thrilling report on what's going down on New Year's Eve in Trafalgar Square.
So much for the new year here in Trafalgar Square, but there seems...
Take two, but he can't get a report in edgewise.
So much for the scenes of celebration here in Trafalgar Square.
If he was a pro, he'd shift to another location. Like France.
So much for the dawning of night.
When push comes to shove, the reporter looks like he's up for it.
So much for the dawning.
Now that's what I call a punchy item. Presidential hopeful Gary Bower, who looks like one of Jerry Anderson's last creations, is trying to win hearts and minds by winning a pancake flipping contest. He throws like a girl, but catches like David Seaman on a good day.
Missing in action. Yes!
Bower stages a dramatic political comeback.
I'm a fighter, folks.
He puts a positive spin on his downfall.
I caught that pancake. So the extra effort I made just there is what I'll do as President of the United States.
This just in. Gary Bower is not President of the United States, ever. Meanwhile, in Thailand, the country's entire non-smoking population parades in carrying a giant fag. And here's a huge samurai sword. The chief do-gooder starts slicing the ciggy in half. But sparks are flying, and they ignite the gas balloon. It blows up. Yes, cigarettes are bad for you. Let's see that one again, explosion fans. The politician had no choice. He had to inhale. Got any more bright ideas? How about a nice big fat cigar to celebrate? If that's the Thai anti-smoking campaign, I just got to see their safe sex demonstration. Oh, hang on, I can wait, actually. This redneck convenience store draws idiots like moths to a flame, and the governor's got it all on tape.
It's just almost entertainment to watch how people can be so stupid.
He has a less than zero tolerance policy with shoplifters.
When I'm 100% sure that they stole something, I shoot out from behind the counter, go right where they're at, and I just tell them right then, take the out of your pocket.
Exhibit A. This woman helps herself to a lighter free of charge. Hardly the crime of the century, but the camera is right in front of her.
You need a lighter?
She's not light-fingered, she's lighter-fingered.
But I'm thinking about having you arrested for that lighter the other day. I've got you on tape.
Only a fool would doubt his sincerity. Oddly, it's the booze cam that gets the most action.
That is $1.15 and then the two in your pocket are $1.30. You don't want to buy them, you just wanted to take them? Oh, okay.
It's the case of 2 beers or not 2 beers.
And I said, sir, why are you trying to steal that? Because I didn't want to break a 50.
Fortunately, the store dude isn't an angry chap.
It doesn't make me mad anymore. It just makes me want to choke him.
And this, after an anger management course.
I want to catch you worse than you want 25 cents worth of crackers.
Drunk drivers come on 2 wheels, not just 4. Smoking, drinking and driving, a good combination. Watch the fag ash hit the gas tank. The cop backs away, but the suspect is blissfully ignorant of the danger, and indeed everything else. His hot butt reveals that his chariot's on fire.
Sorry, we'll have fire rescue route.
With the logic of the utterly trashed, he carefully lays down his bike. Wouldn't want to scratch it. Well, that's one way of burning rubber. A stupid, stupid way. Cruising down the suburban street in his pimpmobile, a middle-aged businessman is unaware that his wife has hired private dicks to spy on his secret liaisons. In a move guaranteed to endear him to any lady, he drives pell-mell to the nearest Love motel. It doesn't get any more sordid than this. The punter goes to check in, but comes back with sad news. The shag pit is chocker with adulterers. No backseat love for this smoothie. They hit the highway to search for another rent-by-the-hour Love emporium. But this place is booked too. They drive from motel to motel, but there's no room at the inns, anywhere. Finally, as wood turns to soft furnishings, it looks like he's about to get lucky. That's one determined would-be rumpo merchant. Thanks to high-tech surveillance equipment, okay, gaping curtains, the private eye gets it all on tape. But I've seen more action at a standing still convention, and I wrote that one. Never mind, dear, all that driving must have tired you out. For the moral of the story, write to my private box number. Know what I mean? This rodeo is saddled with a problem. Instead of forking out for a fence, the skinflint who organised things decided to stretch just one miserable piece of string around the ring. The bucking bronco charges through the mighty string, then heads for the parking lot, causing some very exciting damage. Equine lovers will be relieved to know that no horses were harmed in the making of that clip. Just a lot of cars. During a routine patrol, another stateside copper runs into a mad woman who doesn't deserve a license. And we're off to the races.
Southbound on South Park Lane at a high rate speed.
It's easy for the cops to keep on the driver's tail because this careless driver signals every time she takes a turn.
We're turning west on Hemlock.
The police are strangely hot on her heels. What is this? Polite camera action? She even signals before she skids over someone else's yard.
We're in the alley now, heading north.
Just time to get the post. Eventually, the driver signals one last turn into her own driveway. The officers take her up on her invite.
Houses were out on Oakhurst, 1104 Oakhurst.
Moments later, backup arrives. Always a good idea to have backup when you're dealing with the nice but dim. Miss Impeccable Manners is on her way to Chokey, but she'll probably be out in a week for good behavior. It's the 12th of October, a Spanish national holiday. This float is chosen to lead a bloody great big parade. The mayor makes a speech in Spanish, and the pageant winner makes a toast. And then she makes it again. Concentrating on her backhand, she tries one more time. The bottle doesn't break, but everything else does. Someone's clearly spent the whole day cracking open a few bottles of their own. The whole thing would have been safer with a bouncy castle. Now, time to take a trip down under.
7, 27.
This is the Aussie answer to Pop Idol. Check out the kit on this wannabe. Talk about the artist formerly known as Mince.
It was a pretty sexy outfit.
All right, Todd Richard.
Act number 6.
This pretender to the talent show throne, pretends he can dance. Now, that's a world-class moonwalk. He follows that seamlessly with a move we used to do at Scouts, known as the spinning space cadet. And into the obligatory bump and grind. Yeah, this one's for the ladies. Come dancing, he just might. A couple of big kicks, and now for the big finish. He kicks himself in the head. Onlookers reluctantly remember that they can't let him kick himself to death, and the host steps in to save the day.
You've done it, have you? Oh, I think he's done a hamstring there. You all right? Never mind, mate. Well, I think we'll just take a commercial break, I think, and we'll be back after that break, and we'll explain what's happening.
When Potluck returns, the judges confer and recommend a check-up from the neck up. After intensive rehabilitation, the Disco Donut made a full recovery.
And then my
See? So, there it is, another supersized serving of stupidity. Can I play with madness? Yes, every week, including next one. Till then, stay dumb. You know it makes no sense.
Another thing that makes no sense is putting certain celebrities behind the wheel of a car, but we did it anyway, just for a laugh. Britain's Worst Celebrity Drivers is coming up. That's next, here on 5.